everybody, and welcome to the Broke Gaijin podcast, the podcast about the journey to financial freedom. I'm one of the Broke Gaijin. My name is Eddie, as many of you all may know. I don't know. For all you listeners out there, this podcast is for those who are seeking financial freedom just like us. And by us, I mean my partner who is joining me in this wonderful city of Tokyo, Japan. The man, the one, the only, Aaron.
Oh, such an intro. Such an intro. Every week I just get the best. I get the absolute best.
I felt like I felt like I was hyping it like way up there, and it's just Aaron. like
build up, and then
drop.
Quick let
like drop the bass.
Yeah.
But how are you doing, good sir? How's your week? How's everything been on?
Well, I'd like to start this episode with an apology to everyone listening out there for the kind of craziness that happened last week.
Yeah,
turns out I was tweaking a little bit, maybe off of a sugar high, too much energy, not enough energy. I don't know what it was, but I was a bit manic last week.
Yeah. That was
just a bit.
Yeah, I noticed that too. So I was like, I didn't know what was going on.
But we're all good and back to normal this week.
Yeah.
I hope. As far as everything else, it's going good. Still getting wrecked in the crypto markets, but that's as to be expected.
Yeah. Well, I mean, things are up now.
They're getting better, but this market moves so fast. It could be up 20%, down 20% in a day, in a few hours.
That's one of the things that kind of gets to me. Like in 1 hour, everything could be up, and then the next, it's all just down.
You know when I could say, Eddie, look, I made an extra 10%, and you look at the app, and it's like, oh no, actually you're down 30, mate. The time that I looked and you looked, it dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still very early stages, so it's very, very volatile. I'm sure you've heard if you're following the news, we're in a bit of a downtrend at the moment. So I'm just looking to consolidate and see what I can do about that. But all in all, it's still pretty fun. I'm still enjoying myself, and it still looks like a good investment for me in the long term. Eddie, what about you?
Oh, my week. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you remember like in the past, I don't know, a couple episodes here and there, you've always been saying that things have been a roller coaster for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, now it's my turn. I mean, this is the whole week that has gone by. I mean, well, first off, business and everything aside, I had some personal issues going on in the side. Yeah, and that was pretty heavy. But I toughed that out. Things are pretty much better now.
Okay.
On the business front, work has been still a little slow. We had, you're well aware of what kind of issues we've had at work.
Oh yeah.
So there's that.
One of those weeks, guys. One of those weeks.
Yeah. And in terms of, other things like in the cryptocurrencies, so far I haven't lost anything yet.
Well, good for you.
However, at the same time, I don't have as much in there as you do, so
right.
I don't know. I'm building for that.
Yeah.
In the investment front, though, I bought another share of Disney. I have 2.
Oh, nice.
Now. Yeah.
Nice. Fantastic.
So I figured, why not? I don't know. Disney seems to be doing well, and actually. On that note, for any American listeners out there, now this is just my opinion. Again, I'm not advising this, but there's new hot stock called Micron Technology. MU is the sign for it, and they are. I wouldn't say they're up and coming, but they are. There is some massive growth that's been happening just within this year, and there's speculation that it's going to continue, not just towards the end of this year, but next year as well.
Oh, what do they do?
They are, what do they? They design both memory and graphics chips.
Oh, God. Which ties back to cryptocurrency.
Cryptocurrencies are the savior of the tech world, I'm telling you.
Oh man, they've been driving graphics card prices up through the roof. Gamers aren't happy. They're coming in under like it's crazy out there.
Yeah. Yeah. So, on top of that, like, oh, I'm sorry, I just pulled it up, so make a little bit of a tweak and correction.
Live research, yeah.
So, in designing and building memory and semiconductor technologies, on top of what I just said.
Nice. That's pretty much. If you're kind of unaware out there, I'm sure some of you may not know what cryptocurrencies are and sort of how they come about. They're basically, so cryptocurrencies are sort of, we say they're mined for. So you mine cryptocurrencies using graphics cards. So we have these big mining setups with like 3 or 4 graphics cards, usually used for computers and video rendering and game rendering. And they set it up in these custom built rigs, and they sit there processing all day and night to earn them cryptocurrency, which is why these prices are going up. Oh, you seem to have. What are you jumped?
No, I'm so sorry about that. I didn't mean to
for
you, but for anybody who's paying attention to the tech industry or anything like that, the big news, the big I, Snap Inc. Now, for the past week or so, there's been news. Snap dropped below its IPO, way below its IPO. It is not doing so hot. However, it actually just went up.
Oh,
by a couple cents.
Oh, nice.
But it is progress. It is.
Well, full disclosure, Eddie does own some Snap stocks.
I do.
That's complete utter full disclosure.
Yeah, I don't think it will be the next Facebook. I'll say that. However, I do think there is potential there. It just hasn't been reached yet.
Oh, more power to it.
Yeah, I am hopeful. But yeah, essentially that's been that's been me for the past week, and yeah, it's been up and down,
Yeah, as is. I mean, we talked about this. It's going to be good days, going to be bad days, So
yeah,
take the good with the bad, and keep on doing what you're doing.
Keep on going. Keep on moving. Going. But on top of that, actually, I looked at some stats this morning, and I don't know, because I so far I have not gotten tired of this, but 400 listens, 400 downloads.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, people who listen to land. That's crazy. 400 downloads.
400.
$400 at episode 13. Oh, the unlucky episode. What's going to go wrong? Who knows?
Who knows?
Friday
it's
the 13th.
All from here. But yeah.
It's Thursday the 13th. But actually, not even the 13th. It is the 13th. Oh my god.
Oh my god, yeah. So we are.
It's actually the 13th.
So this is episode 13 recorded on July 13th. Ain't that?
July 13th.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ain't that something?
Wow.
Holy crap.
Double unlucky episode.
Well,
oh, sorry, go on.
No, like, fortunately, it's not a Friday, so,
Right, yeah, that's our one saving grace. So, shall we get into the topic?
Let's.
And I believe this one was actually sent in by one of you listeners.
Yep.
They wanted us to talk about this. So, Eddie, I'll let you introduce the topic.
Right. So this one, I feel this is going to be a little special. This is going to be kind of an inspirational episode, I guess. I don't really know. But one of you listeners out there, I won't say any names right now. There's requests and identities and all that stuff. So, but one of you listeners, just the other day, one of the listeners contacted me, and it's a fairly young woman. She's in her early 20s, still in university, and she is well on her way to graduate with a linguistics major in the States. Now, she basically, what ends up happening is she asked me for some advice, and she was saying that, like, she's about to graduate and she can't really find any jobs for, linguistics or just basically anything open to what she well, quote unquote wants to do. I'm going to get to that when we start having our discussion. And she claims that she feels stuck. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know where to go. She's scared that she won't have any job, or just after she graduates, she won't have any source of income, any type of revenue or anything along those lines. And, you know, I figured what better way to actually not just kind of solve her problems, or I wouldn't say solve her problems, but give as best advice as we can than, what you and I do on this podcast. So, and she listens, so she's going to be hearing this. So
Hello.
But yeah. So, with that being said, I mean, I've already got some of my thoughts to her, not fully in detail, because I did ask her if we could talk about this on the podcast, and she did say that she would be interested in your advice as well. So,
okay.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I think, why don't you, give your 2 cents first to her.
Okay, well, this is kind of all of a sudden things just got real.
Yeah, right.
We give our advice. What would we do in this certain situation? But when it actually becomes real, where someone is requesting that they want to know our opinion, this is where it gets.
Yeah, right.
It's all of a sudden what we've been doing over the last few months becomes actual. It becomes real. Becomes hopefully effective.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. And that's all I can say, really. Just know that any advice I do give is obviously my own opinion. So what I'd like to do, if this is okay with you, Eddie, we can sort of talk about this situation in her situation,
right,
and then maybe expand it more generally afterwards.
Yeah, that sounds good.
It sounds good? Okay, yeah. Great. So now the listener's taking a degree, I suppose a master's, right? A postgraduate degree.
Yes.
In linguistics.
In linguistics.
I don't even know this off the top of your head, but does she speak any other languages?
She does speak Tagalog. For those, she's Filipino.
Okay.
So that's a language of the Philippines, and she speaks a little bit of Japanese.
Okay.
Just a little bit. Other than that, other than of course English, but other than that, like, not entirely sure if she speaks any other languages. Not sure.
Okay. Well, just thought I'd ask that out there, because definitely something that I've noticed, just in general, like my sort of journeys around the internet and in certain groups and communities, is that, in fact, people that I know as well, people are moving away. I know you said that she couldn't see herself. She thought there was no demand for the degree she's got, or she couldn't find a job in that kind of field. But I think now, at least the modern economy, a lot of the modern economy is people like freelancing work and solo entrepreneurship.
Right.
So I think if she could get those kind of a little bit of business acumen behind her knowledge and create a product or a service that the market would be interested in, I think that's probably her best option. If I mean, assuming she's been looking for jobs, can't find any in the field that she wants to, I mean, why not create your own job or your own thing? In fact, I know someone now who's from Japan, and she moved to Germany, and she's been doing freelancing work in Germany for the last, I think, about a year. And she just moved and is kind of making a living for herself out there, just off of her own back. In Germany, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is becoming more and more the norm, where people who are leaving university or tend to be a little bit younger, even a little bit older, if they like left their job they had previously, they don't tend to jump into another job. They start their own business and kind of work for themselves. So I think that's definitely an option she should seriously consider if she's having a hard time finding a job, for sure.
Right.
and there are services out there that can help you find a job. As the reason I bring up issue of speaking a different language, because there's places like Gengo which have like freelance translators on there, Upwork. There's like all these like remote working services they have now. So, Fiverr. If you wanted to just create a service and put it on Fiverr and charge $5 to do something really really small, people are making good livings out of that. So
yeah.
I mean, there are a ton of options. If the job route is proving unfruitful, I would say there are a ton of options out there for you to kind of make something for yourself and work on your own terms. But that's just my 2 cents. Eddie, what about you?
No, I definitely agree. Because the thing is, I think, especially, well, I mean, we're still fairly young, so I don't want to sound too much like an old man, but relatively. But all the youngins out there, they...
Youngins.
Yeah,
jeez.
Oh, God. But for the... for the much younger people out there in your early 20s and later teens or so, like for people, within a lot of the people that I even live with, like some of my friends who are, still going through university and all that other stuff. There's this, I want to say, one track mindedness to where it's this whole mindset of, I mean, we talked about mindset, but kind of circling back to it now.
Oh, it's going to be a recurring theme.
Yeah, it really is. And they just have this one track mind of, this is what I studied, this is what I'm doing, therefore I have to do this once I graduate.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
there's no even thought at all that there could be other things there, even still relatively related to the same exact field, if you will. I mean,
right.
I can't tell you how many people that I've met here while here in Japan that teach English. They teach at an English teaching company or an actual school or something like that, and some of them don't even have master's degrees in linguistics, let alone master's degrees. Some of them don't even have master's degrees.
Right.
Right. And I had another friend who did not study linguistics, or even she didn't major in English or anything like that, and she graduated from a university before I did. And what she did is she went to Thailand and she taught English and stuff in Thailand, and she's having a wonderful time over there.
Oh.
Yeah. So
nice.
I think I definitely agree with what you said. My main argument, though, in order to get to what you said, you gotta stop thinking that it's just one way and then go.
Right. That one track mind.
Yeah, that one track, because there are many options that you can do on the side, like you said, Fiverr or anything like that. And I mean, really, what's the harm in doing something like that?
Right. I mean, I'm sort of living proof of that. The subject I majored in versus what I do now, apart from there's a little bit of crossover, but mostly the biggest crossover is the fact I use a computer, and that's it. That's the kind of major crossover of what I do now. So I graduated with computer science,
right?
And in marketing, but it's there's a little bit of crossover with some programming stuff, but other than that, there's not a whole lot. But once you kind of take a step back and not just realize, okay, maybe what you got into university to do was what you really, really wanted to do, and then you found out it may not be a viable career at the end of it, but there's still other things related to that, or that you could still use that thing in, that are not solely that one thing for.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I mean, I'm kind of the same. I mean, I didn't graduate with a computer science degree. Initially, my story is a little weird. Initially, seriously. Initially, I was going for international business. There were some problems that happened there with the school. So before, in order for me to actually graduate on time, quote unquote, I had to drop out of that and then switch into a major of Japanese with a minor in business management. But I still wanted to do international business. So in order to make that happen, while still using some Japanese, I came here.
Oh.
You know? So like,
here I am.
Yeah, here I am. I did that. You know, I'm here in Japan. I get to speak Japanese. I get to learn it. I'm also working, you know, in our company because, you know, as much as a pain some clients can be here and there, we do work on an international scale.
Oh yeah, we do. We definitely do international business. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I mean, good Lord, you're from the UK.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So,
like
if
just
nothing else, that's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, if I just stuck with this whole mind of like, oh, you know, this is what I studied, I have to, you know, find something like 100% related to what I studied or anything like that. I don't even think I'd be able. I don't even think I'd made it here.
Right. So you've got to kind of expand your horizons.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds very cliche and very rote, but
It really does.
It's kind of true. It's true, right? You gotta expand your horizons.
Yeah. And one of the things that I kind of want to get onto, because this always happens every time I talk to somebody who's in a rut. There's always this reoccurring theme of reinforcing the negative.
Mm.
And I'm pretty sure everybody's heard this at least.
Well, it's a very easy trap to fall into.
Yeah, it's that whole thing where even when you try to encourage someone or try to cheer someone up, they always go, "Yeah, but this," or "Yeah, but that," kind of a whole thing. I'm just like, no, just stop it. Stop it. Like, instead of saying "yeah, but," like, figure out a solution. Stop.
It's
like, you know, like, stop thinking of excuses or stop thinking of all of these things to counteract the positive and start thinking of solutions, you know?
right. Negativity is very easy.
Oh, very easy.
I'm not talking like that, saying that I've conquered it all. I never think negativity again. Believe me, there are days when negativity will stalk off my life, and I'm still like the woe is me. Oh, but only if, just. But you know, I have to like snap myself out of that thinking and say, what am I accomplishing by thinking like that?
Oh yeah.
What? Okay, so I mope and I kind of like, oh, if only this had happened. Well, one, I can't change that, and two, being negative about it isn't gonna help the situation at all.
Oh yeah.
It's time to like stop dwelling on what could have happened, shoulda, coulda, woulda, and then figure out, you know, what I'm gonna do, what I will do. How will I try to change this?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because I'm.
And sorry, go on.
No, continue. I was going to add on to what you just said, but.
Oh no, I was just going to say, if you want to do another real quick cliche, when you're in those negative times and you sort of see that, you know, you have that kind of bleak outlook. Remember, kids, well, not kids, maybe some kids, we're not kids. Every cloud has a silver lining.
Yeah.
The day is the night is darkest before the dawn.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I don't know, like there's a whole bunch of other podcasts or whatever that I'm pretty sure they say the same thing, but like there's truth to it, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like one of the things that we still have to talk about on the podcast, which is persistence. I don't know if that'll be the next episode, but that'll, you know, one of the episodes coming up soon.
Yeah.
They're like, you gotta, like, it's way too easy to just like say woe is me and give up, you know? And I agree with what you said. Like, if you just give up, then that's failure.
Yeah, to me that's failure. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, I really feel that I mean, I understand that like not everybody can always have a happy day 100% of the time. Like, we're all, you know, in the end we're all human, but right. if you think of a solution rather than saying, yeah, there's this, but whatever. If you think of a solution and you persist at what you really want to do, what you love to do, along with that solution, then I think you have the chance to make not just your goals, but your dreams come true.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Yeah. Because I mean, like you and I, like to be like, I don't want to sound like we're, these amazing people or whatever, but come on, you and I are proof.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
we're not quite where we want to be yet, but we're working and we're moving towards it. It's take us as a work in progress to the fact that it can work for you, or at least you can get on to a point where you're in the right direction.
Right.
Get yourself pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
And I think we're proof of maybe not the destination, but definitely in the right direction. I would say.
And I'll take it a step further than that.
Okay, here we go.
Like, just on an absolute base level, at some point in time, just at some point, both you and I wanted to come to Japan.
Oh yeah. They made it hapen, right?
And we made it happen.
I'm sitting here sweating in my tiny little room.
It's a hot summer, like of a day. Do you hear that, listeners? He and I made it to here so we can sit in a hot room.
We can box
and sweat
for your entertainment.
We wanted this to happen, and we made it happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I forget who it was, but there's a famous quote by some person, some author, whatever, where they said, like, when you choose a path, you kind of follow that path and you go on a straight path to what it is you want. But the whole thing is you have to be careful, because just even a 1 degree change on that path, right now it's just a 1 degree change, but down the line,
multiplies.
The line that becomes like a whole 90 degree, maybe even a 180 degree.
Yeah. You can loop around in yourself, all sorts. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So, like, for you out there that messaged me, this was for you.
Like, yeah. So that would definitely be our advice. Try to expand your horizons. See what other opportunities are out there. Try to make something for yourself if you can't find a job, and if you still want a job, try maybe look for something that kind of uses a bit of what you want to do, and kind of compromise a little bit on that, and see what you can get. But there's always something. I guarantee you'll be fine. You'll find something that you will enjoy.
There is always
to do. Yeah, that's almost dead certain. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was yeah. And for anybody else listening too, I mean, granted, she messaged me and she sent in the question, but this applies to all of you out there as well.
Oh yeah, take heed, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. No, listen. Yeah, it's remember, no matter what situation you're in, there's a way to get out of it, and you just got to be creative. Creativity.
Just all of it.
You have to be creative. You have to be positive, and you have to actually start moving in the right direction.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, I think that about covers it. Unless you've got any final thoughts, Eddie.
Yeah. Persist. Don't lose hope. Don't keep a one-track mind. Like, keep your options open and actually consider its options. And stop saying, yeah, but.
If nothing else, Eddie 2017, stop saying yeah, but. Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. Just expand your horizons. Yeah. Absolutely. With that being said, that brings us to the end of episode 13 of the Two Broke Gaijin podcast. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening. You can get in touch with us like that lovely listener did. You can email us at twobrokegaijin. No, stop, rewind, start again. twobrokegaijin@gmail.com. That's twobrokegaijin @gmail.com. We're also on Twitter. You can send us a Twitter, Instagram. You can DM us on Instagram and also Facebook. All of those are @2BrokeGaijin. That's why I get confused, because we got one half at 2BrokeGaijin, the other half is 2BrokeGaijin@gmail.com. All get across my brain. I'm making excuses. Stop it. Okay. If you listen to this on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up and comment your, what you've got to say if you want to add to the conversation below. We always check the comment section. And if you're on iTunes, please leave us a review. It really, really helps out the show and helps us get into the ears of more people, as is evidenced by the 400 downloads we have up until now. So we'd love to keep this community growing.
That's still crazy to me.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane. So, until next time, guys, thank you very much for listening.